we're late today. And then I'm still going to cook ramen. We're going to eat that.
Yep.
And I'm going to cut my hair.
And it's going to be so tasty.
You know what?
The ramen, not your hair.
I'm going to say no time for preamble. Let's go. Let's start the podcast.
We've got business to take care of.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of I Love This, You Should Too. With me is my lovely co-host, Samantha, I Love Ramen Randhawa, and I'm your other host, Indy, I Need a Haircut Randhawa. And we are members of the Alberta Podcast Network, which is locally grown and community supported. And I'm just going to keep talking. Let's just get things going. So today is a kind of an in-between episode. We each have a spoiler-free thing of the fortnight, something we are into, and Sam is going to tell us what we are going to be watching for this week's big watch. And we are still on our 2020s kick, so each of the things we talk about are going to be kind of newish. But before we get into everything, let's thank our first sponsor of the episode, and that is Park Power. In Alberta, you get to choose who you buy your internet, electricity, and natural gas from. If you choose Park Power, you are choosing a positive local business. Plus, Park Power shares its profits with local not-for-profits that are working to make a difference for their communities. Shopping local is very important to Park Power, and we love local here at the Alberta Podcast Network, so it's a great fit. To learn more and how you can transfer over to Park Power, visit parkpower.ca. All right, Sam, let's just keep this train going.
We're just flying through this episode.
What do you got? What is your contemporary thing of the fortnight?
Well, most of my things of the fortnight are contemporary, but
That's true, but this one is especially
so contemporary. So my thing of the fortnight is not a book.
What?
And is also a TV show. So I watched Ginny in Georgia, which is a comedy drama television series on Netflix. It started in 2021, and the second season just came out after a little bit of a delay in January this year. So it's very contemporary, extremely contemporary. So the premise, it follows 15-year-old Ginny Miller and her 30-year-old mother, Georgia, who, along with Ginny's younger brother, Austin, moved to a fictitious New England town of Wellsbury for a fresh start after Georgia's husband dies. And you kind of get a really interesting mixture of emotions because Ginny is 15 years old, so she's going through all of those like early high school feelings of liking boys and that kind of thing. And then Georgia, you find out, has a very dark past. And as the show goes on, you learn more and more about her and the things that she's kind of done to keep her family together and to survive.
And was all that set up in season 1?
Yeah.
And are you seeing kind of like a payoffs to that stuff here in season 2?
Yes. So you get a couple new characters in season 2. You get to see a little bit more about young Georgia. And they do really interesting flashbacks, which just kind of help the plot along and help you kind of understand who Georgia is.
Do they try to draw parallels between Ginny as the daughter?
Yes.
Ginny present day and past Georgia?
No, because Georgia says like very early on in the show that she did what she had to do to make sure that Ginny never had to live the life that Georgia did.
Ooh, what kind of life is that? Or can you tell?
So it's like episode 1, so I'm pretty sure I can tell you. But it's basically Georgia ran away from an abusive home situation, moved in with somebody, had Ginny, and kind of spent most of her teen years running away from the bad things that happened to her. And so Ginny is given this life where she gets to move to this fictitious New England town that's real in the show. But she gets to, ride the school bus to school and have all the friends and get to do the school play. And these are all things that Georgia never got to do. So, and Ginny kind of has this teenage rebellious streak where she's like, why do we have to live this like picture perfect life? And it's really interesting to see them kind of see eye to eye eventually.
What's kind of the ratio of comedy to drama in this?
I think it's probably more dramatic, so maybe like 60-40. But some of the comedic moments are brought to you by people who live in the town, so it's got kind of a Gilmore Girls vibe.
That was going to be my next question.
Because there's like the owner of the diner and, the small town mayor and the neighbors and the PTA mom and that kind of thing. So you kind of get little like fun moments that don't detract from the main plot, but also just kind of make this town seem a little bit more whimsical.
So that was going to be my next question, was related to Gilmore Girls, because, I'm a big fan. And are Ginny and Georgia honorary Gilmores? Does it kind of fit in that vein? Or is it just kind of the premise that...
It's kind of the premise. I'd say they're like Gilmore Girls, but dark.
All right.
Very dark. This show starts with a funeral, so it's like pretty dark to begin with. And then it doesn't get much lighter as the show goes on. But it's a super fun watch. I don't know why I didn't watch it sooner.
Didn't it just come out?
It started in 2021.
But the new season
just came out, which is when I picked it up.
For some reason I thought you would watch this a long time ago.
No.
Maybe it just popped up on Netflix and I saw somebody's hat and I was like, oh, this is a Samantha show. Are there big sunglasses and big hats and nice dresses and someone with like kind of a wave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime I see a show like that, I assume... it's good and you'll like it.
Which is why...
Was it good and did you like it?
It's good and I liked it. Mm-hmm. Which is why I was like, why didn't I watch this in 2021 when it came out? So, I don't know. That's between me and my Netflix.
Yeah, you guys worked that out.
But you can find this. It's a Netflix original, so you should be able to get it on all the Netflixes.
Are there any actors that we would know in this?
Did you watch Two Broke Girls?
I think I saw an episode and I think I hated it.
Okay.
Is it really bad? I can't. Maybe I'm mixing it up with something else.
But the blonde one from there, Brianne Howley, is Georgia. And then it's got a pretty young cast and not a lot of people I've heard of before. So
I often like that.
Yeah, it's nice. You don't have anybody who you've like seen in a certain role and then only think of as that role. So, Indy, what's your thing of the fortnight?
So it has to be from the last couple of years, and that's not always the easiest for me.
No.
I also have been kind of rediscovering my love of hip-hop. Not that it had gone anywhere, but I started listening to hip-hop at probably the best time you could. I was like 8 years old when I started, and I had the fortune of starting in around like 92 and going through 92 to 97 is, I think, the best few years in hip-hop ever, and... it was hard because then I kind of stopped listening for quite some time because I didn't like a lot of the newer stuff. And then I was thinking, wait, did I just like it because I was a kid? But no, I've looked back and the old stuff still gold. I don't like a lot of new hip hop. So I went out of my way to try to find something new that I actually like. And that brings me to the music of Tobe Nwigwe, or his full name is Tobe Nwigwe. And I felt the need to say it because one of his lines is, he says his name and he's like, yeah, I don't care if it's hard, you have to pronounce it. And yeah.
I like that.
He is a guy from Houston or the Houston area. And he kind of got famous by releasing things just on his own, making these homegrown videos involving his family and friends and everything. And eventually became quite successful, so much so that I think he was nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys, maybe? But I don't follow that, but I'm pretty sure that is true. We'll just say, yep, that happened, and if it didn't, he should have. So he started a not-for-profit charity and was doing that for work when some of his friends, one specifically was like, you need to give music a more serious shot because you're good at it. And he did, and it's going quite well for him. So I'll play a few of his songs to give you kind of a feel of what it's about. First is a song called Sci-Fi, which is the first one I heard of him that made me take notice of like, oh, something special's going on here. And this is a song that I played for you once. You don't care for this so much, and that's good because that's what this podcast was supposed to be more about, like arguing about things.
I rock the stars to be hungry. I told my baby girl she gon' have more in her head than just product and bundle. They say I'm rapping with hunger. I tell them hell no, I'm eating. If you book me for a show and I can't bring my wife and my babies, I'm leaving. Big Daddy energy speaking. I keep the enemy tweaking. I can go all on the track and they'll say I'm the hardest one breathing. I am a beacon for heathen. Me and my hood got cohesion. They told me keep a little 30 inch. So they mess you when they know what's next. It's on fire. If you black, we'll sing. Bye, bye, bye. That's my side. Throw it up and I'ma put it down until I.
So if you're listening on your phone, I think the energy of that song just recharge your battery. That's how that works.
Gets you all powered up.
Yeah, I love the energy that he brings to this song. I think it's just amazing. And if you get a chance to watch the video, which is also really fun, it's pretty awesome because there's like a huge group of people. They're all wearing mint because he also only wears mint.
I like the color scheme of this video.
They do mint and white, and I think and he even has like a mint grill and everything too. Him and his wife. So what do you think about that one?
Like you said earlier, it's like not my favorite. It makes me a little anxious when I listen to it.
Doesn't amp you up, make you want to go, I don't know, kick a hole through a fence?
I can't say I've ever wanted to kick a hole in a fence, but no, it makes me anxious, but I like it. The lyrics are fun and just how like into it they are. And I like his wife because she's like very, very pregnant and then also just like dancing with a baby.
Well, then maybe I got something for you because they also just record so much and put out so much content because that's just, I guess I don't listen to a lot of new music, so I guess this is just how music is now. Mm-hmm. It's not just you go and buy a CD. You have to be putting stuff out all the time. So he did this kind of concert series on YouTube where they do the full video and it's just all of them. Him and his wife and sister and his children are always running around too. And they just kind of sit on couches and record a concert like that. Oh. So this is that same song, but reworked quite a bit. So I think maybe you'll like this one a little bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I rock the slides to be humble. I told my baby girl she gon' have more in her head than just product and bundle. They say I'm rapping with hunger. I tell them hell no, I'm eating. If you book me for a show and I can't bring my wife and my babies, I'm leaving. Big Daddy energy speaking. I keep the enemy tweaking. I could go all on the check and they'll say I'm the hardest one breathing. I am a beacon for heathens. Me and my hood got cohesion. It told me keep a little 38 special that bless you when ain't no one sneezing. It's all fine. If you black, we in sync. Bye. That's my side. I'ma put it down until I die.
How do you like this version?
I liked it a lot. I think that like energized me more than the other one. I don't know. It's like it's really cool to see the kind of difference between the two different things that he can do. Mm-hmm. Like he can like full out sing a song, but he can also just like full out rap a song.
And like with his rap though, there's like a bunch of different varieties of flow he has. Like in that first one, he's screaming at you. And then a lot of the times he has some that sound like he's from the 90s. Some he does like a more modern, they kind of have that monotone drawl now in a lot of songs. So he has a good variety. Yeah. And that one is so fun just because how often do you see a concert where it's just everyone sitting on a couch?
Yeah,
that was pretty
I like
slick.
that. Yeah, that's like a totally different side of them, but the same song. And I appreciate an artist who can do many, many things.
I love that about him, and I just love like the attitude and the content that he's making. I know I often don't appreciate a lot of positivity in music, but he has that, and I appreciate it from him. I love that he's just this dude in his 30s that's talking about how much he loves his kids and his wife. His wife's on most of his songs. They're produced by his sister, I think. There's really fun things. Like one song, the whole chorus is about how one day they're going to be so famous that Beyonce's going to know them. Mm-hmm. And then the next album, they have a song about how like Beyonce knows our name.
That's fun.
And I love on one song, the chorus is just, we ain't broke no more. It's not like, hey, we're cruising around in Bentleys, seeing the world. It's just like, no, we're not broke anymore. Like, we can confidently buy things and don't have to worry too much. It's great.
That's a fun thing to celebrate.
Yeah. But then he has some things that are like maybe a little bit darker. Like this was one called Lord Forgive Me, where he's just literally begging God for forgiveness for things that he may have done in the past.
Yeah. All my daughters know that this ain't only talk. My only thought is how to make a chopper, make a op, escape from round this hole like Tony Hawk. Yeah, tell skateboard Pete, this a buffet. I'm from where they handle more keys than ballet. Whole squad grip beans, but it's in the ballet. So if you hit that boom boom, all I can say is, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me, Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me, I be putting in work. Lord forgive me, I was doing that dirt. Lord forgive me, I put it all in the shirt. Lord forgive me, he was on the wrong turf. Lord forgive me, I had the pistol in church. Lord forgive me, been cursed since birth. Lord forgive me, trying to figure my worth. Trying to do bad, it can't get no worse. What I done wrong, I done right. It's my darkness in the sunshine.
That one's just so like sedate relative to Sci-Fi. Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. It's kind of dark in what they're talking about, but it like has a good beat to it. I like it.
You said you once put a hole in someone's shirt because they were on the wrong turf, right?
No, I think that was someone else. I think you're thinking of someone else.
But with you, you literally accidentally tore their shirt. You didn't shoot anyone.
No, I've ripped someone's shirt in like cheerleading because, you know.
Because they were on the wrong turf.
No, because they were just in my way.
Oh, wow.
In a
That's cold. See? If you get in Sam's way, she's going to put a hole in your shirt. If you know what I mean.
No.
No, you want people thinking that. You want people to think that if they cross you, you might shoot them.
Like, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, Sam, she's hard.
It's so hard.
As you drink out of your sparkle cup.
Yeah, exactly.
But as much as I love that song, that's a good one too. I think the ones I like most are the one where he has that great energy, like this one called Around Here, which just essentially lays out what you can expect when you're listening to him.
Was out in the field since I was little. Never been house cat. I'm from where everyone active. You come at them backwards, they be where your house at. I don't care about no hoes. Where's those cows at? You bet you could do it with me. Who cares if it's hard? You gon' have to pronounce that. You know be smoking, I talk. 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 Sing. 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 You know be smoking, I talk.
And that's another one where he directed the video. Everyone only wears mint. It looks like they're all kind of shot outside in the same park. And they're very simple, but also really great. I love the videos that he does.
Those are the same outfits from the last video.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like that they have like continuity. It's a look.
They just wear all mint.
Yeah.
I don't know how many. I guess you can't have that many different looks when you're wearing mint on mint on mint.
True. I feel like there's only so many things that are mint. That's a fun one. It's less heavy. Am I wrong?
Less shouty?
Less shouty. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like when he uses them almost like a choir.
Yeah, there's a good bit of variety into his work. So if you want to hear more, you can go to like Spotify, I guess, wherever you listen to music, because he's more about the streaming and stuff. I don't own any physical albums of his yet. And it's hard because looking at how he releases things on Spotify, it's like 4 albums a year, but
Whoa.
they're not full albums. I guess this is just how music is, and I need to learn how things work now. But yeah, just stream him all day long. His name is Tobe Nwigwe, which is spelled Nwigwe. And check him out. There's some fun stuff if you like hip hop, or if you want to learn a little contemporary hip hop like I do. I'm just getting into it.
I like when you bring us new things.
Because really the only new hip hop I listen to of the last 5 years, it's either people who were around in the 90s and like now still release stuff, or it's like Run the Jewels, but even Killer Mike's been around for a long time. I don't listen to LP that much, but
No.
And like Logic, that's about it. I don't listen to a lot of new stuff, so I'm trying it out, and this is my one of the fortnight.
And our second sponsor of the episode is the Well Endowed podcast by the Edmonton Community Foundation. Explores the impact of passionate people who are working to make Edmonton a strong, vibrant city to live in. The Edmonton Community Foundation helps people create endowment funds, and the podcast tells the stories of how those endowments intersect with the community. You can subscribe at thewellendowedpodcast.com or wherever you're listening to us.
All right, Samantha. Now, everyone is dying to know, well, at least I am, what are we going to be watching next?
This is kind of straddling the line between 2022 and 2023 because it was, it premiered in December 2022, but it was released in the US January 2023. So it's very contemporary. Extremely contemporary.
Is it a Christmas movie?
No, it's not.
Well, that's probably good. I'm not feeling very Christmassy now.
It's a science fiction horror film.
What?
That has become critically known for its campy blend of horror humor, satirical elements, and its performances.
Wait, whose pick? Is this my pick?
No, it's my pick.
I'm very confused right now. First of all, that you would have watched a sci-fi or horror movie on your own is shocking to me. So yeah, let's hear it.
So this one, I talked about in my book club group chat for many, many weeks because we have a member with this name. So we're going to be watching.
Oh, we're watching M3gan.
Yeah.
Have you seen it already?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I asked you and you said you didn't really have a lot of interest in watching it. So I watched it one night when you went to hockey. And now I think we should watch it for the podcast.
All right, I'm in. Yeah, I know a little bit about this, but tell us.
So I think it's kind of funny that they call it a science fiction horror film because this is so close to being doable in science. This AI kind of robotic.
You don't watch a lot of sci-fi, correct?
No.
So that is what all good sci-fi is like. Oh yeah, that's right around the corner.
Oh, so it's it's coming.
That's what you want.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was kind of thinking it was space and aliens.
Well, it can be. There's
Okay.
a lot of different types of
Right.
sci-fi, but your hard sci-fi, a lot of it, people want to know that technology already exists, and this is just an extension of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see how that's kind of appealing to an audience.
We should watch Ex Machina after this.
Oh, okay.
You might actually really like that one. Maybe.
So M3gan, and if you see it in the show notes, it's spelled M3gan, which is short for Model 3 Generative Android. I don't really want to give a bunch of it away, but basically a toy creator creates a robot that becomes best friends with her niece. That's what I'm gonna say.
Nice.
I don't want to ruin it.
I actually didn't know that. I thought this was a haunted doll movie.
I thought so too, but no, it's a robot.
Cool.
A
Interesting.
robot that's kind of intuitive and uses AI, and it gets scary. So I don't want to watch a trailer because trailers ruin everything.
Especially in horror movies.
Yeah. But I know you're sometimes a fan of Blumhouse.
Sure, yeah.
So that was one of the production companies that worked on this. It was directed by Gerard Johnstone. And I'm excited to hear what you think about this after because I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun premise.
To convince our listeners to listen to or watch this one, would you say it's a fun scary or it's a very serious scary?
It's a fun scary,
Okay.
I think. It doesn't have any jump scares, which I really enjoy because I hate jump scares.
They're
My
lazy.
Anxiety cannot handle it, especially a movie full of them. So this one definitely, I'd say, is more creepy. And then when you take into consideration the fact that technology is almost at this point, then it's scary. So I'd say it's a creepy, slow creep. That's what I'm going to say.
Slow creep Samantha, they call her.
Oh God, please nobody call me that. That's awful.
We had a while ago watched a movie called The Boy. And not just because that has a doll situation in it, but
Yeah.
that was kind of a fun, scary. Would you put it in that kind of scary?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like it's like I know that The Boy was set in modern times, but it was kind of in an old-fashioned house, so it felt a little bit
kind of Victorian, yeah.
Yeah, like it felt a little bit less now, whereas this one definitely takes place in a very now world. But I'd say, yeah, the feelings are kind of the same as The Boy.
Good. I like that kind of tone for a horror movie. I like a fun horror a lot of the time. So where can people watch this one?
So unfortunately, I couldn't find it streaming anywhere, which is really annoying. Looks like you can rent it on Prime and YouTube, Apple TV, Google Play. So you can rent it, or I'm sure there are copies available out there somewhere.
There's always copies out there somewhere.
And it's a nice quick one. It's an hour and 42 minutes.
Our definition of a quick one is getting longer all the time.
I know. They can't all be an hour 20.
After watching RRR, this is a nice quick one.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because the last one was 3 hours long.
All right, well, go rent M3gan, and we'll check it out and talk all about it next week.
Okay, we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye, everyone.